Welcome back to Tide and Loam. I am your instructor Hassaan, and again we are going to study another important component of the cell, which is the medium in which all the organelles float, and this medium is called cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is inner jelly-like medium fluid of the cell in which all the organelles are present. Jelly-like substance that fills inside of the cell. Now this is a figure of the cell. This purple colored boundary of the cell is called cell membrane, and inside these are all the organelles of the cell, and these organelles are floating in a pale colored fluid, and this fluid is called cytoplasm, and its nature is jelly like. So jelly like substance जिसमें cell की सारी organelles float कर रही हैं, that fluid, that substance is called cytoplasm. इसकी composition क्या है? Let's study its composition. The first component of the cytoplasm is water. So it is majorly water, but water is not as thick as jelly. So what makes cytoplasm as thick as jelly? So these are proteins, enzymes, salts, and other substances formed as a result of metabolic reactions. So cytoplasm primarily water है, लेकिन इसकी thickness, इसकी jelly like nature protein, enzyme और salts की वजह से है, और वो substances जो as a result of metabolic reactions are formed. Now there are reactions happening in the cytoplasm, like cytoplasm में ribosomes proteins बनाते हैं, cytoplasm में ग्लूकोज की ब्रेकडाउन होती है. So cytoplasm में enzymatic reactions हो रहे हैं, और इन reactions की वजह से जो products बनते हैं, those products are called metabolic products, or these are also the part of composition of cytoplasm. So in the composition of cytoplasm, there is water, there are proteins, enzymes, salts such as NaCl, MgCl2 or KCl. You don't need to remember actually names of salts. You just have to remember that in the composition of cytoplasm, there are proteins, enzymes, salts, and metabolic products. Now here we have an analogy to understand the nature of cytoplasm. This is a jelly, and inside this jelly, these little toys are like they're floating in this jelly. So you can think of this jelly as cytoplasm and these toys as organelles. जिस तरह इस jelly इस figure में ये toys stuck हैं, ये float कर रहे हैं, in the same way cytoplasm में भी organelles इसी तरह present हैं. इस cytoplasm की jelly like nature है, और cytoplasm की उस jelly like structure में organelles इसी तरह fixed हैं, वो float कर रही हैं. They can move from one place to another, but they are not part of the composition of cytoplasm. Organelles float in cytoplasm but are not part of composition of cytoplasm, just like small toys in jelly. So cytoplasm के अंदर organelles float कर रही हैं. Organelles are not the part of composition of cytoplasm. They are separate entities. They are independent organelles, and they are floating in the cytoplasm. Another important component in cytoplasm is cytosol. तो cytosol cytoplasm का part है, और cytosol is the part of cytoplasm that contains molecules and small particles such as ribosomes but no membrane bound organelles. So cytoplasm का liquid part जिसमें organelles present ना हो, यानी कि सेल में cytoplasm का वो हिस्सा, वो liquid part जिसमें membrane bound organelles नहीं है, जिसमें सिर्फ molecules और small particles like ribosomes are present but no membrane bound organelles, that part is called cytosol. So cytosol is that liquid part of cytoplasm which has no membrane bound organelles. Now what are functions of cytoplasm? There are basically four major functions of cytoplasm. The first function is it acts as a medium for organelles to move and function. So organelles cytoplasm के अंदर move कर सकती हैं, अपने functions perform कर सकती हैं, because cytoplasm is acting as a medium where these organelles can reside. The second function is helps in transport of materials throughout the cell. So cell में राइबोसोम्स प्रोटीन्स बनाते हैं, प्रोटीन्स गोल्जी अपरेटस के पास जाते हैं जहां वो पैक होते हैं. सो मटेरियल सेल में ट्रांसफर करते हैं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह, और साइटोप्लाज्म हेल्प्स इन ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ मटेरियल्स थ्रू आउट द सेल. थर्ड फंक्शन इज इट एक्ट्स एज अ साइट फॉर मेटाबॉलिक रिएक्शन सच एज ग्लाइकोलिसिस. साइटोप्लाज्म में रिएक्शंस होते हैं, जैसा कि मैंने पिछली स्लाइड पर भी एक्सप्लेन किया था. साइटोप्लाज्म में राइबोसोम्स प्रोटीन्स बनाते हैं, सो एक रिएक्शन हो रहा है प्रोटीन सिंथेसिस का। साइटोप्लाज्म में ग्लाइकोलिसिस होती है विच इज एक्चुअली ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ ग्लूकोज, यानी कि ग्लूकोज का अब स्मॉलर मॉलिक्यूल्स में टूटना, that also happens in cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is actually acting as a site for metabolic reactions. And the last function of cytoplasm is it stores food and waste of cell. जो सेल की फूड है, जो सेल की वेस्ट मटेरियल्स हैं, they are also stored in cytoplasm. So these are 4 functions of cytoplasm, and this concludes the lecture of cytoplasm. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.